What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a busy episode of the Center Beacon. Test server 2.5.0 dropped a few hours ago, and I have done my best to cut together as much of it as possible for you guys to get a kind of like an all-inclusive idea of the changes. You can see on the slate here, they mentioned two items: rebalance changes and new paint jobs. Well, rebalance changes, there's quite a lot to unpack, and there are several new paint jobs. So what I tried to do was give you guys like a one-stop shop. If you can bear with me for, 20-something minutes here, I will kind of give you a one-over-the-world on all the new changes that are coming up. I don't know when, but the way that they've been doing things lately, it seems like, things have rapidly been progressing from test server to live. So let's take a look in more detail on what they have added. So here you can see the extent of what's being tested. I put up the dates and times here, so you guys, if you are on test server, you can check it out for yourselves. And then you can see the list of several changes to both robots and weapons. I won't read it. You can read that for yourself. You can pause it, check it out. But this is the gist of it. And kind of trying to get a sense of what they're after here. It really looks like they are trying to make at least as much as possible relevant in the game, maybe, at the highest levels. The Rogatka, that's kind of like a fan favorite. I know it's one of my favorite bots. You can see they're adding some hit points and a decent little speed increase. And when I get into the gameplay footage that I was able to get for you guys, I smuggled it out. I broke into test server. I smuggled it out. Don't tell Pixo that I was in there, but I smuggled that out. So we're going to talk about that in more detail. I think you're going to like it later on in the video. And you can see the Leo. You're not going to get any gameplay of the Leo because basically they just added 20,000 hit points. The thing's already a monster. Now it's going to be even more monstrous. So the Natasha, same thing. No gameplay, slight speed increase. Should make that bot, even a little bit better after they tweaked it the last time. The Gareth, I think that's a big deal. They increased this thing by 4 kilometers an hour. The thing was already blazing fast, and now it's even faster. Vityaz, I have to ignore that. I don't like the Vityaz that much. You can see a few more hit points, no big deal. The Fujin is significant. Read those changes, and you'll see that in the gameplay footage. The Gecko is also fairly significant. I could see red lasers in everyone's future. Ansel, I got gameplay footage of that, and we'll talk about it at the time. The Zenith, I refuse to cover on moral grounds. And then we're going to get into the skins right now. Now, the Golem, I was not a fan of the new model. So, you can poo-poo me if you want. I liked the old one. But anyways, for the new one, we've got, some pretty decent skins. This whole skin pack seems to follow like a Chinese New Year, Chinese Dragon, type theme. I didn't care for these two that much. I thought they're too similar, first off. You almost can't tell them apart. Similar colors, flames everywhere. This one I probably like better than the Dragon. This is kind of a neat, like Phoenix, burning bird of prey thing. I put some old school weapons on there now that Molots are better. KWK is, kind of cool. It's old school. I like it, so I threw that on there. Going to take a look at the Fujin. And these I liked quite a bit. I like this brown one here. This is pretty cool. Again, the dragon theme. And I don't know. I thought this one, the way the surface area of this bot works, where there's like armor covering it, I think lends itself well to some neat skins like this. So these two variations here, I liked quite a bit. Not my favorite. I'm still wanting some camos instead of all these like kind of like, Fast and Furious racing decals. But, I'll take what I can get. So let's take a look at the Carnage. And I was kind of excited about this skin because the Carnage, I think, aesthetically is one of my favorite robots. It's a really cool looking robot. Again, with the Chinese theme, I was not real crazy about this. Baby blue kneecaps was not going to be my idea of like a cool paint job for this thing. the Cobra thing, like the striking Cobra. I mean, it's kind of cool on the front there. This falls into that category that I've talked about before, where the design's not bad. I'd prefer some different color options for each design. So the Fury I was also really looking forward to. You can see here is the Pixonic Panda Special. Somebody must have lost a bet, maybe at Pixonic HQ. And this one I liked quite a lot, though. Kind of similar, base color, but it's kind of got this like cool like alligator skin texture, paint job to it. And I like that one quite a lot. This one is cool too. If this one's not called Lava, I'll be a monkey's uncle. But this thing is pretty neat. You can see the cracks there, the eyes, the mouth. I think this one is going to be quite popular and probably an expensive one. This one too, I don't like that the base color is so similar to the other one, but this is cool. I like the dragons on the shoulders. I think that works well here. And, the rest of it is kind of plain, but this one I liked quite a lot. So let's move along, shall we? Now that we've given you savages a good look at these skins, let's review in the hanger. Poor Rogatka. He looks naked there with no super loud paint job. The rest of these things, they look like Vin Diesel's about to pop out of the top here, and punch somebody in the face. But, okay, so you're probably automatically criticizing me for my weapon and loadout choice on this one. The Ansel is supposed to be improved. You can see it's regenerating pretty quickly there. I took a little bit of fire. I kind of wanted to test this thing. Maybe somebody can tell me. I cannot remember for the life of me, bad channel host. But did the Ansels, did they stack? I can't remember. I thought I remembered seeing people run like 3 of them in test server videos and different types of things, but I'm just kind of seeing, what is this thing capable of? You know what I mean? Probably, I should say, probably if used appropriately, the Ansel with the regeneration rate increase, it's going to run a little better. So no changes to the Carnage here as far as capability. I love this robot. But I just kind of wanted to show you the skin in action. I know some people were saying, some of my friends were saying that they couldn't get on the test server, like they couldn't get a match, I should say. They were able to get on, check out the skins, they couldn't get a match. I was able to, I didn't have any problems, so I really wanted to kind of show you everything in action. Taking out some thunders here. I really want to get this guy so bad. He's got the aphids. Just throwing them aphids at me. Of course, my shield's down, and then that guy's got energy, so not much I can do here to finish this. But you can see what that new skin looks like when it explodes. Okay, pay close attention. Now, this Rogatka was super smooth. They buffed the speed by a little bit, and I don't know if there's like some sort of, like nimbleness factor that goes along with the additional speed, but this thing felt really, really mobile, like really agile. You know how they used to say agile, mobile, and hostile? That's what this thing felt like to me. Now, that was a bad matchup. There ain't nothing I can do against the good old Ragin with his shields, and I don't know, he had thunders or something that was going to eat my face. So I decided to move into the center here since we're pretty much sucking on beacons. But this thing, notice I'm not even jumping. This thing felt so smooth, I could not believe it. I mean, this thing, I wished I had put Orkans on it. I think this thing could find a place in Max Gold with Orkans or possibly something else. Some other, something quick strike. Now, he's still really soft. They added, 10,000 hit points, 11,000-ish. He's still really soft, and you can see right there, I cut the clip away to get the show moving on the road there. But that Plasma Rhino ate my face in about 2 seconds. So just bear that in mind. But as a hit-and-run bot, I think that's what they're really going for with the Rogatka, and I'm kind of excited about it because I've got... I think I've got I got a stack of them. It's like a Pez dispenser in my hangar. I've got Rogatkas coming out of the like the head of like a Star Wars character or something. But I really like my Rogatkas, and I'm glad that they're showing it a little love and could give it some additional viability in gold. So the Fujin here, I mean, this map obviously is trash for trying to demonstrate a ranged bot's capabilities. But I was just trying to see, the practicality of the Fujin. Now, what they did is they increased the, I believe, like the shield hit points. It is now 90% of overall bot health, and I would imagine if it's lower level, it scales. But that's quite a bit. That's like a 30% increase from what it used to be. And I think they even mentioned that the regeneration rate has been tweaked. It's been increased. And if you haven't noticed, when you play these things in gold, they already regenerate pretty quickly. And it used to be really quick. They nerfed it back, and now it's like they're buffing it back up. So you're going to see in additional clips I have of this thing that the shield on this thing is really hard to kill off when you have it employed. There, obviously, I'm not trying to use my shield against that guy. I think that's the triple Zeus. I'm just trying to get a little bit more height out of this thing to shoot over the top. I've said this before in previous videos, that's a terrible spot that I'm in right now to shoot across the map. This ramp right here basically defilades any target across the way from your fire. It gives them cover. Now, also something too that I noticed, if you look to the right there, and you can back the video up too, it looks like they smoothed that out. That is now, that debris there we've all been complaining about that makes it, you get stuck, it looks like a smooth ramp to walk right into the middle, and that is really, really cool. And you can tell that they've been paying attention to the things that we've been saying, because I did a whole video on it, and I know a lot of other people complain, but it almost looks like the entrances and egresses of this focal point here on Dead City, they've been smoothed out, so you should have no problems getting over this thing. I didn't notice anything. But, my attention was occupied because I decided to run, my 800-meter range support bot right into the center because we needed beacons. We were getting way behind here, so I figured I'd see, what can happen here. Now, you can see that shield went up quickly. It ate all of my shield off because I only got part of it up. So, but it worked out pretty good. And it kept coming back there. You can see right before that guy smoked me, the shield kept, it wants to come back. It wants to do its job. So here I'm running old school Golem. This is like, the bot you built when you first started playing. You first started getting like medium robots unlocked, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna own fools with this thing. So I of course run it right into point blank range with whatever I can find. Here's a horrible Raging with a shield. That was a terrible choice, but it was Dead City. We were behind. There was nothing I could do. So, okay. So, again, on that slate that I put up earlier, you'll notice that the geckos, I was just talking about these with, I can't remember who, but the geckos have been, had their damage buffed by 15%. So, I noticed a lot of people, I played a lot more games than what I'm showing you here. I noticed a lot of people running lots of these suckers. And they hurt more. Obviously, they sting, they burn. I was able to burn some decent health off of some Furies, some Griffins. You could tell that it was really whereas before it was an irritant. You can see how I'm just getting little bits and pieces of this guy. I've run these things all the way down where they got to kind of like recycle just a little bit, and I'm still getting good chunks of damage in. So if this goes to live the way that it is in the test server, I think you're going to see like laser light shows like you've never seen before. You can see my partner there. He's running the same thing. And if you were to get a couple of these guys to like focus fire, pretty nasty, And then again, they've added a lot of shielded bots. So I don't think you're going to, this is like the new Trident Fury. This isn't going to like game break. You do have a lot of shielded bot options to run with, where this thing's going to have a hard time contending with them. But it's going to help push back. I liked it actually as a counter to, I think, what you're probably starting to see, the very nascent stages of the Malot Griffins, which is what's shooting me in the face right there. So I can get out of range of him. He has no natural damage mitigation, and the Gecko now, I mean, if they leave it like this, I think it's a real option, and I think that seems to be the overall guiding theory of what they're doing here with some of these most recent balance changes is they are trying to make at least as much as they can relevant. And what I like about that is that as they bring more of these ranged weapons and bots, I shouldn't say ranged bots, but you get the idea. Some platforms are better suited to ranged than others. But, as they start to bring these things into the balance that they're going for, we already have counters. There's already plenty of physical shields. People cried about the physical shields and so some of this stuff is it's you can't balance it all at once, but major pieces are starting to fall into place where I think that you're going to be able to see a lot more than just the Trident Fury and like the Lance and the Rhino or what have you. So and we'll get into that. I'll maybe do another video on this, but we'll discuss that a little bit more. So here's the Gareth. We got another little speed boost. This little sucker was already it was like a chicken on fire. This guy's so quick and nimble and fast. So here I'm going to recap the beacon out of spawn because we're doing bad on beacons again. And I'm just going to trade punches here with the old Galahad, and my buddy smokes him out there pretty good. Couldn't get my shield up in time to catch the aphids, but I really want to get this guy. And the speed of this sucker, even with the shield in place, lets me kind of get most of him. And I'm kind of taking some what we would call a cone of fire in the military. But you see you got the aphid Gepard. Yes, I said Gepard. Leave me another 10 comments. Got the Gepard over there, get some of these guys, but I'm able to kind of finish some of these guys off, and I'm still running around, like a chicken with my head cut off here, waiting for that guy's shield to crack. The speed allows me to avoid most of the splash damage from those aphids, and somehow I'm still in this. So I don't actually own this bot on live, but I tell you what, I really want to get one. It is a really nice platform, and especially with an additional speed boost, as if this guy wasn't fast enough already. It is very impressive what you can do with this thing. Now, granted, I didn't go around capping any more beacons, but I had my hands full kind of right here. And, I mean, not solo, but in a very real way, I am defending the center, with a bot that, I think this guy has 18 hit points or something. It's ridiculous. But you can see even there, I was quick enough to get out of the way all those aphids from that Gepard. There were some major lag spikes on test server, I noticed. So that's why you're seeing some of this stuff where, the guy just pops. And, so that was unfortunate, but, nature of the beast here. So here's some examples of these new Malot teas. A little bit of boost here, putting some robots down, finishing them off from the safety of my spawn point. Just trying to get some targets lined up here, and I'm going to push the action forward a little bit here, and as I kind of maneuver. But I'm just kind of scanning, just kind of seeing what this guy can do. And, honestly, kind of, I just think it's kind of neat how the legs go up on little, terrain obstacles. And my little leg crawls up there on that building. And I noticed, too, that he kind of, another bot would have fallen off this thing at this point. But I was able to kind of, actually work my way back on this thing as I'm trying to finish what looks like maybe that was a Leo or something there. Okay, so let's get a look at the skin for the Fury I've dubbed Lava. So if Pixonic goes with Lava, I think they're gonna have to pay me. They can pay me in silver. I'll take my my reward, my finder's fee in silver. But anyways, lots of people had the same idea as I did. I think this is a pretty cool skin. I was hoping for a little better. But I think this is probably going to be one of the more popular ones, and I'll probably get it, when it comes to live. But not my favorite. So I keep saying this, but I really want, can anybody hear me in Russia? I want camouflage skins. We are war robots. We're at war. I would love, say, for this particular map, an Arctic camo skin that matches, say, the terrain here, this gray and white. I think there's a lot of opportunity there to add a visual, element to the game like that. Of course, we all have these cute red boxes around us, even if we're behind cover, and giant arrows in our names, which could be a game mode. I think this can be classic, and then they could go with all these different game modes they've talked about. But you could have one where you can't see where red team is. If they're behind cover, they're behind cover. You can't see them, you can't see them. If the guy's camouflage, he's camouflage. You got to be able to pick him out. So what we're doing here, again, running the quad gecko pattern. Yeah, the pattern. I got camo patterns on my brain. So pattern, it's a pattern. And, 4 geckos, and just, again, showing some more gameplay footage to kind of get an idea of the effectiveness here. That guy, I'm not sure what was going on there. I didn't have too much of an effect on that guy. I can't quite see all the way down there what that guy was. But was it? He had maybe he had a physical shield or something. Or anyways, it was something heavy with an Ansel maybe mounted on it. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So we're having a little bit of an effect on him. You can see that health bar ticking down there, cutting right through the Ansel. So there is certainly, if left alone, as it is, there's certainly a case to be made for running this setup. I think this is, and again with the balance issues, like if you can see up there, that guy crawled all the way up there in his region. It's kind of cool because, I'm thinking, okay, if he puts the shields up, now you've kind of, you've countered my geckos, my improved geckos. There's just there's a dead Fury just standing there. Hey, buddy, what's up? How you doing? Looks like you had a bad day. I'm kind of having a bad day here too. I don't know what it was, but these skins didn't make me play any better. So I may not be getting them after all. If I'm going to dump a bunch of gold into some skins, I at least want to do a little bit better. So again, here is Gareth. This little sassy bugger. You can see I go toe to toe with the Lancelot there. Now he is eating some fire from my partners there, but you can see I kind of use that shield to its advantage. Quickly running up this thing. It's probably hard to track because he's so fast. He's even quicker now. Like I said, 4 kilometers an hour faster. Tops out at 64 now. Blew my shield off, but I was amazed. I get up here and I recap center, and okay, what do I do with a tiny little Gareth and no shield? I'm gonna jump down on this dude. Now that's one of those things where you can see my target lock or whatever it was broke off that guy. I really wish that would stay locked on, but when you get an extreme angle like that, it snaps off. Didn't care for that. So moving along here into a little bit more of the region. The Fujin. All 4-legged bots look alike, huh, Warlock? The reason I wanted to show this is just because I got some good footage here of what you can expect with 3 Malat Ts against the various types of energy shields. That guy back there, I can't remember. I think it's two Carnages. There's one up top and one down below. And I just thought it was some pretty decent footage of if you decide that, like, hey, this is going to be my range support bot. Malat Ts are buffed. Furies with tridents are everywhere. Here's what you can expect when you encounter a Carnage. You can see how the shield burns off there. And I thought it worked, pretty decently. And when I actually got onto the target itself, it did some pretty good damage. So, just something to... As much as I can, I like to give you guys an idea. Like, hey, what could I do? What's worth it? So we're going to take a final look at the skins. I really liked this one. A neat little kind of scaled pattern there. Kind of subdued. I'm not into the flashy ones. I'm not trying to go onto the battlefield, looking like a circus clown. This one here I've dubbed the Pixonic Special. You get the Pixonic Panda Bears. It's black and white. I mean, I don't know. This does nothing for me personally, but somebody, probably is going to like this just because it's a little different. Now, I talked about Arctic camos. This is about as close as you're going to get. So maybe if you're playing on Yamantau, you want to run this. It's okay. It's it's really it's mediocre. Again, not to be too critical, I do like the fact that we're getting skins now. It seems like almost like every test server they're pushing out new skins, and we're getting 4 options on the Fury. This one I liked quite a bit. This one that I call Lava. Remember that, Pixonic? You heard it here first. And I didn't load it up, but this would look probably pretty sessy with some trebuchets on here because the trebuchets glow almost like there's lava in them things. And this has kind of got that glowing lava look to it. And then here's another one of the Chinese New Year inspired ones. And again, it's cool. I think they could have gone with, instead of brown for the base color, maybe done something different. But, yeah, it's not bad. So, I just kind of wanted to give you guys like a, as much as I could in one small package. 20-something minutes worth of video, and you get an idea of pretty much everything that's in the works. Again, I was kind of disappointed by the Cobra skin here. Carnage is one of my favorite bots, and hopefully there'll be more. I'd really love to see the Carnage in camouflage. I think this bot particularly would lend itself well to a really neat camo pattern. But this, the baby blue snake thing, it's not working for me. I do not see myself buying this one. I'd rather just stick with the, assembly line green that it comes with. So, again, this one, I didn't mind these. I guess it's the robot lends itself well. The way that this thing is built, you got the little armored panels. And I think the dragon, decal lends itself pretty well here. To the shape of the robot. This one was pretty neat, a little louder, kind of cool. And that's going to about do it for this video. One more look at the golem, but I'm gonna take us out here as you view the phoenix skin for the golem. But again, just another no big deal, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up as quick as I could. New skins and those balance improvements, I think, mostly across the board. I would say I agree with most of that stuff. Now, possibly, I don't know, making, some of those changes, like the Fujin regeneration of the shield, even greater than what it already is. I don't know. That might need to get mitigated a little bit, because that could make that thing, kind of hard to bring that shield down. But, we'll see what happens. And I'm all for making all these bots and weapons slightly more viable than what they already are. So, also, too, I think you could see a return of the Laser Leo. If they leave geckos like they do, I could see the Laser Leo coming back in a big way as a quality range support bot. So that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, liking, subscribing, all the comments. I really appreciate it. Very humbling. And have a Merry Christmas. I think this will be the last one before the big day. And as always, I will see you next time at the Center Beacon.